I'm telling you, I think Carmichael's trying to get fired. He has to be. He's sitting there
when you sent that tweet, I was like, "Yo, this is the only thing I've seen that makes sense in this situation."
Every weekend, he's got to be sitting there. Like I imagine he goes home at night and he's like, I don't know what I got to do. Like what? He said he goes in at halftime. I tried not to give him the ball. I tried to get left here, and they just keep bringing me back.
Hey, yo.
What's up?
Welcome back to another edition of the Who Effin' Knows podcast.
The official podcast of people who were just too old for this shit anymore.
Love it.
What shit, you ask? All of it.
Love it. Yeah, guys, being old, like, I'm just tired all the time. You know, it could be the COVID and flu that I just got over, which we're in person, by the way. So if I'm still, in any way, shape, or form contagious, you're fucked.
Don't care.
Which you're not. We're fine. It's been like 12, 13 days now. Did you know that the average American gains 8 pounds over the holiday season?
I did not know that.
Fun fact. I don't know. It's just something.
I didn't know where you were going with that, but I knew it was about to be funny.
So today's podcast is all about health and fitness. Please like and subscribe. You can buy our fitness plan at the end of this.
Don't count the reps. Make the reps count.
Oh, man.
Put it on a shirt.
It's been put it on a shirt. Put that shit on a shirt, man. It's been a week.
Hey, Lyle met Dyson. That's pretty cool.
Oh, fuck yeah. That's awesome. I was, there was enough people on Twitter tweeting about it that I was like wondering if it's one of those things where it's like so many people say it. I don't know if you're like me, if like a bunch of people are tweeting at me or not even tweeting at me, but like telling me things, I'm going to be like, no, fuck you. Like there's so many people were doing it that I was worried that it wouldn't happen. But that's cool. That's good to see. But no, it's been a week, man. Shit that we recorded last time. I was still in quarantine. Then we went through Christmas. It feels like it was yesterday, honestly, because there's been so much shit going on. But the Pels have been good in the time. A lot of cool things to talk about.
Welcome back, Zion.
Yeah, welcome back, Zion. MVZ in full effect tonight.
Full disclosure, I only saw pretty much the last 8 minutes of the fourth quarter.
That's
fine. All that matters.
Yeah, that's when.
I definitely am under the belief that you could just catch every basketball game, the last 8 minutes of it, and you'd be good.
Like maybe. I mean, that's when I feel like that's when playoff basketball happens. Like that's when the real basketball comes out. But I mean, the rest of the game counts, obviously. Throughout the game tonight, it did seem like they were playing. I hate to say like Christian Wood theory here, but they were playing down to the Timberwolves. Like they were basically playing the Timberwolves game the whole game, and it was kind of frustrating to watch. They were lagging behind the whole game. It was a combination refs, sloppy defense, not getting the calls when you're attacking the rim. Like, it was just weird. It's a weird game. So it was nice to see them take over at the end while I was putting my daughter to sleep, so I missed half of it. But, it was cool.
I heard there was a while back, probably a couple of years ago, like pre-COVID, I heard like the NBA was floating around the idea of trying to do their own version of Red Zone, where they would just go to like the last 2 minutes of all the games.
How the hell would they do that? I mean, that would be interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. It sounded like a good idea. I was like, sign me up, because that's all I need to see.
I mean, you could just watch the highlights for that.
If you only watch the last 2 minutes of the Mavs game yesterday, you got to see Luka score like 20 points and get 13 rebounds or some shit.
Before we get to that, because that's definitely something I wanted to talk about. What month are we in?
December.
Just genuinely, like what month? We're in December, right?
Yeah.
So it's not April.
What?
He has no idea where I'm going with this. It's not April.
No.
So please explain to me why the Smoothie King Center on a Wednesday night, in between the holidays, playing the fucking Timberwolves, is packed out and a playoff atmosphere. Do you have any guesses? Do you have any reason why that might be?
Because the Pelicans are now the number 1 team in the state.
Because it's a fucking basketball city, man.
That's right.
It's a basketball. New Orleans is a basketball city. That's what I was going to get at. That's what I wanted to say. I wanted to leave with that, and we've been weird tonight because I'm tired. But, yeah, it's a fucking basketball city. Also, who do you think wins in a fight? Jonas or Austin Rivers?
Jonas.
I mean, obviously, right?
With his arm tied behind his back.
But tell me why.
Tell you why. Well, the tail of the fight here.
Yeah, the tail of the tape.
Coming in, 7 feet tall. I don't know, man.
Here's my reason. It has nothing to do with size.
Does Austin Rivers have his daddy in his corner?
Here's my reason. So Austin Rivers grew up in fucking Orlando, Florida, with a silver spoon in his mouth. Mad respect to him. He's in the NBA, so he's
about to get smoke from Orlando.
He's definitely doing things properly, and it's not just him having the right dad. He's definitely a quality NBA player, so I'm not gonna throw him under the bus like that. But definitely, probably not the hardest dude you'll ever meet. Jonas is probably from some fucking war-torn, fucking hillbilly in American terms, like backwoods fucking shit, where if you look at him the wrong way, your eyes are getting gouged out. Like I would not fuck with Jonas. No. I saw Jonas walk into a bar I was at once, the night before my wedding actually, and this dude looked like the most like European mobster. Like I'm telling you, like I was so intimidated. This 7-foot dude walking in, who's much skinnier in person when you actually look at him, because NBA players are all skinny. I don't know how TV looks. Like makes them look so much like wider.
They got them broad ass shoulders, so the jersey just kind of hangs down. It's like a skin tight jersey. Like if he dresses up, I'm sure it looks fit.
But just like he looked like the type of dude you would not want to fuck with at all.
Yeah, he looks like that on a court.
Slick back hair. You got nothing to talk about tonight, dude.
I'm so out of it. Like I wanted to watch the game because I was playing basketball. I'm old. My hip now hurts from playing basketball.
All right.
I'm tired.
Well, then I'll give you what I've got from the game, okay? And
All
you can give me your thoughts on it. First and foremost, is it April? It was loud as fuck. Kudos to the fans that were there. You guys were amazing tonight. It was cool to watch on TV. Zion took over down the stretch. I mean,
I saw that.
MVZ in full effect. Dyson Daniels is a fucking lockdown defender.
Hey, he grabbed that rebound too. They got Zion the free throws.
Yeah, just clutch. Talk about going from the beginning of the year when he misses that free throw after getting a clutch rebound, when people are like, why is he in the game late? And he's still in the game late, by the way, guys, in case you were wondering why. And it's because he makes plays like he did tonight. He's a fucking lockdown defender. He's going to get clutch rebounds. He's hitting his threes. I watched him hit a couple threes tonight, and I instantly thought of you and like what you were saying about, yeah, dude, like he knocks them down. So he's hitting his threes. I mean, he is just impressing me at every turn. And something else that came up tonight that I thought was interesting was AD and Joel were just talking about how quiet he is, and like how you don't even get answers out of him most of the time. He's just the type of dude that just like shakes his head, and it's just like he's like a fucking silent assassin. Like seems super humble, but somehow will rip your freaking heart out and keep you from making it up the court or score. I don't fucking know. I got nothing, but like just crazy.
He's got to be the steal of the draft.
You think so?
Like not even. I mean, all right. So I don't know all the picks off the top of my head, obviously, but I mean, I'm sure there's obviously got to be rookies like Jaden Ivey. I'm sure is putting up better numbers in Detroit because he's getting legit minutes, like starter minutes. But I mean, as far as impact goes, he's got to be like a top 3 to 5 player in the class.
Oh yeah,
has to be
for sure. And surprise factor, right? Like I think that's another thing you're talking about there is like you didn't expect him to be who he is right now. I mean, I guess like I thought he was gonna be good. I thought it was gonna be hard to keep him off the floor, but like he is just continuously proving himself.
He's gonna be playing meaningful minutes in the playoffs.
Oh, for sure.
I don't know that anybody expected that
No.
right away.
And that's something that I think that's the most fun thing about this Pelicans team in general is shit like that. Last year you had Herb, you have Jose still. I mean, both of them still. But seeing a guy like that come in and contribute early, Jose last year contributing early, contributing now with fucking 30 points off the bench or whatever it was a couple games ago or a couple weeks ago, and being like legitimately like one of the better backup guards in the league who can give you whatever you need, spark plug energy, like it's crazy.
And then you got Kyra, who would probably be a legit. I tweeted this the other day. He'd be a legit second unit player for almost any team in the league, and he can't even get minutes.
Yeah,
and he deserves them.
Yeah, well,
like he came back and he's so explosive. Like he's quick. He deserves to be on the court. I feel bad that he's not on the court. Like I kind of wish they could move him so that he could get playing time somewhere because he deserves it. Like he deserves to be somebody that gets playing time. And I'm not saying that because I don't want him on the team. But like when you see somebody who's being held back just because he had the injuries and just fell down the depth chart, and you want him to get some playing time and be able to have a career, it kind of sucks that he's getting his development is being stunted here because he just.
It's definitely tough. I mean, and then like guys like Dyson, who I was just talking about, like they come in and they give you kind of similar things that you were looking for out of Kira, which makes it even harder for him. I agree. I didn't get to watch the game the other night when he was basically forced into playing time, which was great.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, look what it took for him to get just a little bit. He played good minutes at the end because we blew him out, but it took 5 guys being out for him to even get on the court.
Right. Yeah, I remember seeing the injury report for that and just being like, "Good Lord!" Like I knew that there was illness going around. There's a lot of people getting sick. I was sick. Other people I know getting sick. But then the whole Pelicans roster getting sick too. I'm like, God damn! Like what is happening?
They can't catch a break. Larry got hurt again tonight.
Yeah.
I'm sure it don't seem like anything that'll keep him out a long time. He got smacked upside the head.
Yeah, but it definitely seemed concerning, his reaction. He was in a lot of pain. When they hit a pressure point, they were checking him out. They hit a pressure point, and they had that quick shot where he basically took the doctor's hand and like threw it. I don't know if you saw that, because he was in so much pain.
Speaking of hitting a pressure point and taking a shot to the head, did you see the Detroit player?
Yes,
Killian Hayes.
Yeah,
knocked out, is one of the Wagner brothers.
Yeah, like dude,
boom.
I had to. I'm not gonna lie. I had to watch that like 10 times. I was like, wait, did he really get knocked? He slept him? Like, did he really get knocked out?
What a he had to catch him in something.
What a weird spot to get hit and get knocked out. Now I know that it's illegal in like boxing and like in other.
Well, like Ethan said, it's illegal in almost every sport.
Yeah, I've just never seen somebody get hit there and just go like just out.
So I saw one of the people I follow like tweeted the video of it again. Like the broadcast, and you can hear the announcers. Now they're in Detroit, and they're saying, "Stay in your seats, do not leave them." About to have mouse in the palace too.
Yeah, no, I don't remember which broadcast I saw. It may have been the Detroit one, but I just remember them being like, "He's under the pile. We can't see him." Like, and I was kind of feeling the same. I was like, "Where the fuck is this guy?" Like,
Chris, are you listening to us record?
What happened?
Chris.
Oh, hell yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, our Discord popped off. Mentioning Lyle getting to meet Dyson, so kudos to him one more time. I wonder, we should ask Lyle if he brought him all the snacks and stuff that he brought, but I wonder if he got to drop those to him.
He brought snacks?
Yeah, he brought
I haven't been scrolling. I've been on Twitter a lot, like tweeting a lot, but I haven't just been scrolling Twitter too much.
I feel you.
I don't know. Sometimes you gotta take a break from it.
I feel like I've been doing that a lot lately, but I'm starting to slowly like ease my way back into it. I was kind of like, I went dark on Twitter for a while. Like I was just not posting and just kind of like I would lurk and read some stuff from time to time, but I don't know. It was nice though. It was actually when I was sick. I didn't do a damn thing.
I spent far too much time on my phone. Far too much. I have nothing else to do. But I'm home by myself, and there's literally nothing else to do. It's just on my phone scrolling Twitter mindlessly when I should be making clips for this podcast.
One thing I didn't want to brush past because I brushed past it earlier and I said we would talk about it. Luka Doncic, 60 points. What was it? 21, 62 points.
20. Was it 60 or 62?
I thought it was 60.
It
doesn't
doesn't
matter.
even matter.
Doesn't matter.
21 and 10.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought it was 60, 21, and 10.
Man.
Insane.
They were down 13 with like 30 seconds left in the game.
Insane.
I didn't even realize that until like after the game. I saw the highlights.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like they went to OT, but he had 50 in regulation or 52 in regulation.
Yeah. It's just insane to me that he can. It's tough. We talked about this before, like him having James Harden's game, basically like them having a similar game, and like him basically having to give everything to the Mavericks for them to win the game. Like you just said it, he had 60 points, 21 boards, and 10 assists, and they had to win in overtime.
That team would suck, bro, if they didn't have him. Like I've always kind of liked Christian Wood ever since he was here, but he would be like the star player on that team. That team would be awful without him.
Yeah, it would be a Christian Wood team.
It's it would.
I'm a Christian Wood hater. I'm not gonna lie. Like
I always liked him. I don't know why.
He's got a skilled game. Like I like his game.
I should say I like his game.
I like his potential, but it's just like everywhere he goes, he's a good player on a bad team. He gets empty stats.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. It is what it is. I'm not going to sit here and make this a Christian Wood hate podcast.
All right, so we talk about Luka's game, and I was listening to another podcast the other day, and they had a guy on who was like an ex front office guy or whatever, and they were talking about kind of what we're talking about, how Luka plays a game that not a lot of guys are going to want to play with because he's so ball dominant. Like they have guys, if you watch them play, it's literally just him. Dribble, guys sit around, like Dorian Finney-Smith sits in the corner. He literally sits there like this the entire game. Like that's what they do. And like they were saying, that's why Jalen Brunson took less money with New York to get out, because he wanted to be in a better offense where he can be ball dominant. So I'm wondering like how that plays out for them. Like what kind of player, what kind of superstar is going to want to go play with that? I feel like like we say he's got James Harden's game. I feel like James Harden facilitates a little more than Luka does, at least now.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. I think James Harden has always been that guy that like picks his spots on when he's going to facilitate and when he's going to score. I do think that he's a little bit better of a passer. I say that Luka's a phenomenal passer, but I don't know.
Like I think Luka's a better scorer and like just all around player than James Harden. Well, but I definitely think Harden has more of that point guard-ish ability.
Yeah, I think Luka will find. Here's the difference between Luka and James Harden. If I can find one difference, in my opinion, and it's very small, and I think maybe you'll agree with me when I say it. Luka's game, maybe it's a mental thing. When he's not getting the fouls, he'll still give you buckets. He'll still find a way to contribute. Whereas like sometimes when Harden doesn't get his fouls, he just kind of checks out.
That's why he's been so bad in the playoffs. He doesn't get those foul calls in the playoffs. And you saw Luka in the playoffs. Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. No, he's gonna find a way.
Yeah.
He'll break his ankle and still drag his team to the game 7.
100%. Yeah, his game is better than James Harden. It's just like I said, I catch hate for it because it's like I'm saying that Luka's not good. It's not at all what I'm saying. Like I know you understand what I'm saying when I say I don't like watching his game. Like I got my cousin-in-law. He texts me every time Luka has a good game. Oh, he's got a terrible game though, huh? I'm like, yeah, it's not fun to watch. Like, no, you score 62, 21, and 10.
It can be fun to watch.
When he does that, like that's fun. Like that's obviously fun.
Right.
But just like an average Luka night, it's like it's so sluggish. Like it's not pleasing to watch. Like watch what Zion just did at the end of the game. That's so much more exciting than watching Luka dribble, pass.
Speaking of, did you see the stat that was shared the other day? What was it NBA University, whatever, shared it on Twitter? It was like a chart basically, and it was like, rookie players or how many games it takes before ball dominant players give impactful minutes. Or have an impactful effect on the game. I don't know what the exact stat is that it's measuring.
Truly a stat for everything these days.
But it's basically, it's insane looking at it. It's basically like you got all these rookies, right? Good rookies, all of them, and it's like they're all kind of together here. They all start giving like super meaningful minutes around like game 150, I think it was, and then you got 2 guys that are just like fucking rocket ships that right around like 40 to 50 games.
So is it rookies from like the past?
Yeah. Here.
So I'm assuming one is Zion.
Yeah. One is Zion, the other's Luka.
Okay, I was wondering how far back it went.
Yeah. And they're basically like both like head and shoulders better than everyone else. I don't know. I don't know what the hell the stat is.
Yeah, because people forget. I mean, it makes sense because, like you're saying, people forget. Like that wasn't a conversation in year 1.
No.
Of who was better. Like they should have took Ja first or whatever. Like that, Ja was not in the conversation with Zion in year 1. I see it. Goodness.
Yeah. See, they're fucking head and shoulders like better than everyone else. It's insane. I don't even know what this means. I'll be honest. Cumulative BPM by game of recent top prospects, 2017 to 2021 drafts through first 200 or less career games. Sounds like a bunch of basketball nerd shit to me, but I like it.
What a chart.
Also,
There's a bunch of heads and squiggly lines. I can put it up. If you send it to me, I'll put it on the thing.
We'll share it on Twitter later. But yeah, I just thought it was insane. I was like, this is fucking crazy. And he's on the Pelicans, so,
That's cool.
Speaking of, can't fucking wait for Brandon Ingram to come back. Like, he's warming up. He's there. He's alive.
I mean, yeah.
He exists.
If they're going to keep winning, like, take your time, buddy. Like, get healthy. I want him back for Memphis. I really do.
I just love that Memphis is like 9-10 over their last however many games against the West, and Ja's like, yeah, we ain't worried about the fucking West.
Yeah.
You might want to worry about the West. You might want to worry. All right. What's next? Let's move on because we're going to keep this brief tonight. Let's do this. Sean Payton. Let's just get into it.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not because I don't want to talk about him, but
yeah.
Like, what else what more is there to say?
Well, we didn't talk because last time we talked was before the 2 reports came out, right? So we had 2 reports come out in the last couple days here, both on the same day. Basically, one from Pro Football Talk says, hey, the worst kept secret in the league right now is that Sean Payton and Tom Brady are trying to join the New Orleans Saints in the offseason.
That means that shit ain't happening.
Okay, that's fair. The other one is from Jeff Duncan, and it says Dennis Allen will not be fired as Saints head coach.
Nick backed that one up, so I trust it.
Nick backed that one up?
Nick said it's unlikely.
Well, I mean, I think we all know that it's unlikely.
But when Nick says something like that,
that's true.
It tends to feel like it's not an opinion.
Well, you just threw this whole fucking conversation out the window.
I don't know, man. I was thinking about it last night. Like, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think he comes back here. But when there's this much smoke around something.
A lot of smoke.
There's something. There's something there.
A lot of smoke.
Whether it's, I don't know. It seems like if the season had just gone completely off the rails, that maybe it would happen. But like everybody keeps saying, I think, not that we agree with it, but that he's done enough now to where they're going to keep him. I think, like, even if they lose, so if they lose to the Eagles, like, nobody's really going to count that against anybody for losing to the Eagles.
Yeah.
And then you lose the last game. But, like, you can see, like, they're not giving up on him. Like, the first thing that happened after the game was Malcolm Roach went give him a big-ass hug on the sideline. Like, the players are still...
Everybody loves him as a guy, like as a person.
Yeah.
That's a given.
It's just you're not – so, like, when you look at the Broncos, like, they just fired Nathaniel Hackett. Like, their quarterbacks are fighting the offensive linemen on the sideline. Like, you're not seeing that shit on the Saints sideline. Like, they still seem together. Like, he hasn't lost the team, at least from an outside perspective. He hasn't lost the team. So I think that's what ends up saving his job.
I have a question. I'm only going to ask this because it just came into my head. In sports in general, I'm going to preface it. In sports in general, you have winning cultures, you have losing cultures. Everybody assumes the Saints have a winning culture because they've won for a long time. Do they have a losing culture though? And I'm going to tell you why that randomly popped in my head. Over the last 5-6 seasons, you've just had some really weird bad beats that have happened. The last 2 seasons, you had so many injuries. You don't finish above 500 in either season. Like, have they seen enough bad shit happen to where they're just jaded and they're just like, it is what it is. Eventually we'll get this right. Or we won't. I don't fucking know. Like, you know what I mean? How, like, eventually that shit can creep in and, like, what do you do?
I don't think they have a culture this year. It doesn't, like, and even last year with all the injuries and stuff, it just felt, like you said, like, kind of out of whack. Like, when they had a culture, like the culture we think of when we think of the Sean Payton teams, like, it was obvious. Like, they had a swag on defense. They were dancing on the side. Like, everybody felt bought in. There was a very obvious culture. When you watch them now, it's like they have no identity. Like, it doesn't seem like they're super energized on either side of the ball. Yeah. It just does. It doesn't feel like a losing culture. It just seems like there's nothing to buy in. Like, they're not buying into anything.
So but I think that is
a losing culture. Okay.
When you don't
if that's what your definition of it is, then yeah, I'll agree.
Because I think that they're lost, and that to your point, and I said that earlier this year too. They don't have an identity at all,
especially on offense.
On either side of the ball. Yeah. They don't even stop the run like they used to. Like, they have no identity. The defense is okay. It steps up in some moments, which is awesome. But I think even the defense sometimes is just like, fuck, the offense ain't going to score. What are we going to do?
It's just so dull to watch a Saints game right now.
That's something I said the other day. Somebody was talking about the Eagles need like a style points win over the Saints. And I said, there's one thing I can guarantee you. No one is getting style points from a Saints game. Yeah, these games have been ugly as fuck.
It's just
all
so
year.
dull. Like, we've talked about it before. I like somewhat jokingly said, like, if you're gonna lose and suck, like, at least be entertaining. And it's just not. Like, it's not. Even when they win, I'm like, well, that sucked. Like, like this last game, I'm like,
oh, it was terrible.
What a terrible 4 hours I just spent of my life.
This last game was such an anomaly to me too, because I'm like, yeah, whatever, like, season's over, and like, I know that we didn't have a chance to really make the playoffs no matter what, like, it is what it is. And then I'm watching the game, and I am just so angry at the lack of understanding of how to win a football game.
It's not, you know what it is? It's not even like anger for me. It's just like, it's I guess, I don't know if it's the same thing, but it's frustration. Like, this is the same shit that has been going on for 15 weeks now. Like, coming into a game where it is negative whatever degrees, just snow, and you come out trying to pass the ball? Dude, what are we doing? I just, like, it wasn't frustration that we might have lost, because at the end of the day, like, I don't care. I don't give a shit if we lose. I'm like, if you know, like, all right, so we all sit here and we're like, they should do this, they should do that. And some people are more knowledgeable about the X's and O's of football than others. None of us are as smart as these coaches. None of us.
No, that's fair. That's
like,
totally fair.
Well, I don't want to say none of us, because there are people that just study film and shit, obviously, that understand it. But if we are sitting at home saying, yeah, Taysom should get 20 carries this game, that's the bare minimum of analysis, you know? And they come out and he doesn't get a touch until 3 minutes left in the first half.
Sometimes you can be too smart and you can overthink things.
But it's not even like they were trying to be creative outside of that. They're just throwing the same boring-ass routes out there, still not using your player. Like,
listen, I'm normally not the one for football games, just because I don't know what it is about football anymore, but I don't get as heated. I'm normally not the one for football games to yell at the TV or get too worked up, or like if there's a big play, I'm like, yeah, all right, cool, like that's it. That's what you get out of me. I'm not like, fuck yeah, let's go. Like, I'm never that guy for football. Tulane, yes, not the Saints. I'm like that for basketball, totally different. But this last game, when I tell you, I'm like, I see the formation they come out in, and I'm yelling at the TV, dude, what the fuck are you doing?
I find myself legitimately laughing at my TV every week in, week out. Like, I'm not yelling. I'm not like when big plays happen, like you're saying, I'm like, all right, cool. We should get this guy the ball again. And then he doesn't get the ball anymore. Like it could be Shaheed, it could be anybody. And I'm like, I've legitimately found myself laughing that like they don't use Taysom, and then the first time he gets the ball, it's like 10 yards. I'm like,
oh yeah, yeah. And my wife thinks I'm nuts, and then what I say should be happening happens, and she's like, oh, and then I look like a genius. So thanks, Saints. Yeah. No, there was one play. It's like 3rd and 1. I don't remember the very specifics anymore. It's like 3rd and 1. They come out 5 wide in the shotgun. And I'm like, I'm staring at the TV, and I look at my wife, and I'm like, they're really about to do this to me?
This is really about to happen. Did you see it? They had, what's that dude's name? Dove, whatever the fuck, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. He shared a video, it was of the Saints and Bucks game, the one that we just lost, where Brady came back. It was when they threw the slant to Callaway on 3rd and 1 at the end of the game.
What a dumb play.
Carlton Davis stops the play, and he's mic'd up. He gets up, he says, y'all do that every time. He literally looks at Callaway, he says, every 3rd and 1, you run a slant. Oh, God. And he just walks off. I'm like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Dude, I was listening to Nick's their podcast last night. Like, they're last in motion in the league. Like, the most basic thing. They're last in pre-snap motion. He said you can double it, and they'd still be last. Like, there's no... I'm telling you, I think Carmichael's trying to get fired. He has to be. He's sitting there
when you sent that tweet, I was like, "Yo, this is the only thing I've seen that makes sense in this situation."
Every weekend, he's got to be sitting there. Like I imagine he goes home at night and he's like, "I don't know what I got to do." Like what? He said he goes in at halftime. I tried not to give him the ball. I tried to get left here, and they just keep bringing me back. And if you think about it, he didn't want the job at the beginning of the year. He was gonna go be like an analysis or whatever for the team. He didn't want to be the offensive coordinator, and they just whatever they did to get him to do it. And now he's like,
remember that one
I'm so
year
tired
where
of
you
doing
called
it.
all the plays and they did really well, but
I'm
Drew
so
Brees
tired of
was
doing
like,
this shit. That's what he said. He must listen to this podcast because he's officially tired of this shit.
Officially tired of this shit. Jesus Christ!
It's just at the very least, like. Whatever I'm sure there's people out there that are arguing to keep Dennis Allen for some reason. At the very least, I think we all agree that Pete Carmichael has it. It's got to be done.
It's got to be done. It's got to be done. Like I don't see what.
And even if by some miracle Sean comes back, somebody else. Like you need to bring in some new life.
Listen, I'm assuming they're keeping Dennis Allen. I've been assuming that for a long time now. Even with us talking about Payton, like that's a pipe dream, and if it happens, awesome. But it's got to be done. Like he's got to be the scapegoat, even if he's not the reason, he's got to be gone.
He's not even a scapegoat. Like he deserves to be fired.
No.
He's got more than enough. Say what you want about both quarterbacks. Andy Dalton has been good enough to win football games.
Top 5. PFF, Pro Football Focus. Who is that puts that out? They rank enough people. I'm giving them credit.
It's so dull. That's like the best word I have to describe it. Like there's no creativity. There's no running one. Like when Sean would call plays, you could see he was calling something to set something else up later in the game. This is just like Pete's is like, you know what? Fuck it, run the ball.
I feel like Pete is. I actually made this reference to my wife last game. I feel like Pete's like a 12-year-old playing Madden, and he's just picking plays.
He definitely is just hitting random.
Yeah. He's just picking plays. I tell you what, you guys that play Madden out there, if you don't actually follow like the YouTube and run all those cheese plays, you'll find yourself calling the same damn plays over and over. That's what Pete Carmichael's doing.
Except he calls them when they don't work.
Yeah, he's just like, this has worked before. Let's see.
Dude, they have to. They have got to do something. And you know what? That's literally the only thing that gives me any hope for next year if they bring Dennis Allen back, is that maybe they get somebody in here that can run an offense that's so good that DA can focus so much on the defense, get that shit right.
But who would that even be?
I don't know. Who's going to want to come here with?
It don't look good.
You're not going to convince, like, if Sean was still here, you could convince an offensive coordinator from another team to come here and be an offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to want, unless they look at it as, maybe this guy gets fired and I could get I could get the job.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. You're gonna have to find like a QB coach somewhere that could just.
Here's the thing. I'm talking negative. I'm going to talk positive for a second. Well, I'm going to start with this. The overall feel of the team does not feel great. So I agree. Like some guy coming here, like as it being a shiny place to come or a nice job to come to, like it doesn't look great. But this roster is still really talented. Like people are hating on the team. They're acting like you got to blow it up, and maybe you do just to start over. But like the team is still really talented.
They got to get younger. They have to. They got to get.
That's always a balancing act, though. Like
They're the oldest team in the league.
Are they really?
Yeah.
God damn.
The oldest team in the league. They gotta.
Damn.
But you know what? But no, I'm with you because like. So like as much shit as I've given Tyron like the last few weeks, like he's played well. He played a really physical game, in a game where it does not. You would think he's like, all right, let's stand back and not do nothing, but dude, he was like he was making hits and making big plays. Like your signings are starting to look a little better. Yet I think the biggest disaster on this team is the defensive line right now, because
they're just like. Injuries, Cam's getting old, but Cam still looks phenomenal. But I mean, Cam's getting old.
That's the thing. You would like Cam. If Cam was falling off, you'd be like, okay, like it's expected at some point. Like he came in with J.J. Watt and Von Miller, who are both clearly on their way.
Right.
Well, JJ's on his way out.
Officially done. Well,
granted, he had all those injuries, but like, dude, you have so much invested in that defensive line. Like they pay on Yamada a big contract. You draft you spent 3 first-round picks on between Davenport and Payton Turner. I don't know where Payton Turner is. Like, if he's ever on the field, I don't see him.
Is he hurt again?
I don't know. He might be. Who knows?
He had that one game where he played phenomenal and then got hurt.
It doesn't matter if he's hurt. He doesn't do anything when he's on the field. Davenport, is he hurt? Is he playing? I don't know. He's got like half a sack on the season. Like, what a disaster of a contract year for him. Like,
poor guy.
I mean,
Comes back cheap.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
We get 4 more years of Davenport.
I don't know. It's that. I mean, that's your linebackers are looking good though. Like you got, like you're saying,
that's what I'm saying.
You do got good players.
That's where I'm thinking positively, right? Your DBs look good. I mean, I know we're talking about Teron and Marcus.
You're loaded at cornerback.
Yeah, your corners look good. Your linebackers look good. DeMario's getting old, but you got Werner waiting in the wings. Like you look okay, right? Like you're not far off. Now, do you need one piece? No. You need to like backfill. You need to do a couple things. You're gonna have to. DeMario's gonna eventually fall off. Like he's not gonna stay playing.
Yeah, he's kind of taking a little step back. I know he made the Pro Bowl and everything, but he's taking a little bit of a step back. He's not that he's taking a step back. He's moving a little slower than.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah,
of
course,
it's gonna happen.
Not a knock on him. It just that's life.
Your O line is always, it's like a revolving door. Like guys are in and out.
And you know what? It's like it doesn't matter who they bring in because they get down to the 3rd or 4th person on the depth chart at every position at some point in the year. Like if that's gonna keep happening, it don't matter who the head coach is. It don't matter who we have anywhere. I don't know what they could even do about that.
Yeah. I think in general, like it's funny because like I feel like wide receiver is probably a strength now, and I don't think that I would have thought that coming in.
Well, yeah, you stumble into Shaheed and
Shaheed Olave. If Michael Thomas can come back healthy, that's a killer lineup there. Your tight ends are solid, believe it or not. I didn't think they were gonna be, but like
Jawan is one of them is solid.
Yeah, I mean you keep Fish for, a blocking tight end basically.
Sure. Why
Whatever, Troutman.
Why not?
And you still got Taysom giving you the H-back role, whatever.
Yeah, and if you bring in a new offense that's creative, you re-energize Alvin. Like
that's the big thing. Alvin just looks like another fucking guy out
there. Get
there.
somebody in here. That should be number one. Get somebody in here that is going to use the guys you have. Like Alvin, I know people are shitting on him for all these like the season he's had, but you just watch the plays he runs. Like there's nothing. It's just running straight to the back of the line. Yeah. There's no screen passes. There's nothing. I'm still baffled. And this is a Sean thing, too. He got paid. They stopped lining him up outside. Like, he legit used to just line up at receiver. They don't do it anymore.
Yeah,
And it's just like, I don't understand why you pay. And everybody says ever since he got paid, he fell off. It's like,
well, the play calling completely changed.
It's not him. It's like, I don't understand why you pay a guy because you pay him all that money because of the two things he can do well, and then you take away half of it. It's so like one of the big things for me this offseason, I think, is getting another guy that can fill in like the old Mark Ingram role, and having that can allow Alvin, the number one, not be the workhorse. And I don't like when people say he's getting paid $20 million or whatever, he should be the workhorse. I'm like, no, I don't think so.
No running back.
Right.
No running back should be the workhorse. Like, I disagree with that wholeheartedly.
Well, Derrick Henry should be the workhorse.
Well, he's an anomaly. Like, he's the exception. He's not the rule, you know?
Yeah,
like,
no, I'm with you.
But, yeah, I mean, it's tough. You definitely need another running back. You need to shore up the offensive line. You need a quarterback. There's a lot of holes. I don't know. It's disheartening, but there's a lot of talent still to build something. You know, if you get a guy like Tom Brady and Sean Payton in here.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
So we've talked a lot about Saints. We've been doing this for 40 minutes. This is our last podcast before
Roll Wave.
Yeah. I feel like we should at least mention something about it.
No, we should. I was thinking that. We talked about it last week a little bit. Nothing's changed. You know, so I was like, what are we going to actually say? USC has a lot of starters that are going to be out. You know, I don't know. Is Tulane favored? Have you looked at the line on this thing?
I'll pull it up while you talk.
They're officially there. Today was Hot Boy Wednesday. Hot Boy Ronald Wednesday.
They opened as favorites, I remember. It was 4.5.
Yeah.
But that was right at the time Caleb Williams was hurt.
I don't think he's playing. Is he playing? I don't think he's playing.
I would assume if Tulane's favored, that means he's not.
Yeah,
playing.
there's been a lot of guys that have announced they're not playing this game for USC. It's going to be interesting still. I mean, USC is no slouch, but neither's Tulane. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see how this plays out.
USC is -1.5, so officially favorited.
I assume they would be eventually.
Over 62.5 is the total for that.
Really?
That's a lot of points.
I'm taking the under.
If it gets to 62.5, it's because USC poured it on.
I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't think so either. But if it gets to that, that's why.
Tulane's defense is being slept on. Like, with that number, I don't know. I disagree. I wholeheartedly disagree. Yeah, I mean, listen, it's going to be fun. And I'm not even going into this game. Maybe let's talk about that. What are our expectations? We're having a little gathering here. Not a lot of people, just like most people from our the No group. Gonna smoke some meat, have some good drinks, watch the game. What are your expectations for the game, though?
I'm not really coming in with any. I'm looking at it as win or lose. Like, it's a successful season.
Right.
You can get blown out by USC. I mean, I don't
want that.
No, you don't want it to happen. But even if it does, you're like, you know what? Whatever. Let's run it back next year. Seems like you're getting a lot of players back.
Yeah.
You go at it again. It'll be tough. We talked about last time. It might be tougher for them next year with some of the other teams loading up. But yeah, I don't know. I think at the very least, if Tulane were to lose, I think it would be one of those games where the first half, it's tight. Like, their defense keeps it close, and then maybe USC kind of pulls away at the end. But I wouldn't be surprised at all if Tulane wins.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Tulane wins either. I think my expectations are it to be a close game. I think Tulane is going to look like they belong.
That's what I'm looking for the most. That's what I want to see. Just want to, because I think the national outlook is that, why is Tulane in this game?
Well, it's always going to be that. You know,
Yeah.
every G5 school is, they're going to be like, oh, why this school?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter unless it's a school that's been there year after year, like TCU years ago or before they made the jump.
That's all I'm really hoping for is look like you belong on the same field as USC.
I think they will. I think they've already proven that. You know, beating K-State was huge.
Yeah.
They've been in every game. Like they played down to Southern Miss. Like that was their one miss this year, right? Like, and Southern Miss wasn't a slouch. Like looking at them, you know, through their season and with the bowl game and everything, like they look like a solid team. I don't know. I'm excited. No real expectations. I think that they will look like they belong. I'm just gonna eat some good food and have some good drinks and just
we'll talk. I guess we'll just talk more about it when afterwards.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Record a few days after that. You want to just throw out some things? You're right.
Overrated, underrated, or properly rated. Derek Carr, David Carr, Derek Carr. Jesus Christ, how am I butchering his name? The Carr that plays for the Raiders. How the fuck do David Carr?
It's Derek Carr.
Derek Carr.
I thought you were doing a thing. I
didn't know you really did a thing. I'm just old now, man. That's what it is.
I am gonna say underrated.
Okay. I think that I feel like that would be the consensus.
Would you take him?
Yes. I mean, we don't really have a choice, to be honest. Like, who the fuck are we to?
That is the ideal quarterback for the season you're going into next year.
Yeah.
I think if you get when you talk a bridge quarterback, that's who you want. You don't want Andy Dalton. It's what Jameis could have been this year. Somebody that's young, still has their prime, like some of their prime left.
Yeah.
And if you hit on them, then great. But if not, oh well, you tried. I think that would be a perfect. And he's flashed. He's had moments where he looks good.
Yeah, he had an MVP caliber season one year, didn't he?
Yeah, until he got hurt.
Like fucking 20 years ago.
Yeah, I'm gonna say underrated.
All right, that's fair.
Underappreciated.
I think I would say underappreciated too. I was downright shocked when I saw the report today that
it doesn't make sense.
It makes no sense. They want to get a look at the younger guys. Jared fucking Stidham.
Yeah. Okay.
Are you kidding me? I'm not a Josh McDaniels guy. I thought that was a dumpster fire to start with. So.
Yeah, I'm with you.
But
I agree.
You know, Carr he's never really had a stable environment. So who knows?
Yeah. Cosmic brownies.
Oh, underrated. 100%.
I agree.
Fucking phenomenal. Anybody out there that disagrees, come see me.
Oh, I had an idea for a segment. We'll save it. I can tell you what it is, but we'll save it for another one. A Little Debbie snack draft.
Okay. We could do that. I like that.
Not enough time right now.
I like that.
I don't think.
Let's see. We got anything else we can do? Overrated, underrated?
I don't know. You said you were just gonna throw some shit out there.
Overrated, underrated. Stance socks.
I have no opinion. I've never worn them. I mean, look wise, properly rated, I guess. Like they can look cool, but as far as wearing them, I don't know.
They're comfortable as fuck. I'm gonna say underrated.
I don't really wear basketball socks when I play basketball. I used to.
Yeah.
I just got old and I was like, give me some socks.
Whatever socks have in it. They got holes in them. I don't care.
You lucky if my shoes don't have holes in them.
Oh man. Honey buns.
I don't like honey buns. Overrated.
I agree. I'm saying overrated. And I have a lot of friends that I grew up with that would totally disagree with me. I've never been a honey bun guy.
I feel like that's going to be, like, a popular opinion would be that's blasphemous for us to say that.
Really?
I think so. I think people absolutely love and adore honey buns.
I don't know why. I don't know.
I don't know why either. Yeah.
Well, with January 6th coming up, are you excited that you can finally eat some king cake?
No, because I don't eat king cake.
This asshole the other day during his Christmas.
I'm an asshole. I don't buy it.
During his Christmas party, he sends me a picture of king cake on his plate or somebody's plate. I guess not his plate.
It was at my grandma's house. That's why I sent it to you, because she bought the king cake for Christmas.
And he's like, just to piss you off. And I'm like, cool. Yeah.
I don't eat king cake. I don't like king cake. I would just like to point out there's a reason they sell them in December.
Yeah, because they can make money off of them.
People buy them they're not just making them for my grandma.
Listen, there's a lot of dumb people in this world.
You call
Okay.
my grandma dumb?
No.
Okay.
Listen,
Yep,
I
take it back.
apologize. I apologize, Nana, or whatever the fuck we're calling you.
Granny.
Grandma, Granny.
She had a king cake and a big ass blackout cake.
Where's the king? Oh, blackout cake's phenomenal.
Randazzo's.
Both of them from Randazzo's? Where's the
don't-
blackout cake from?
I
Did she
don't-
make it herself?
No, she didn't make it herself.
Oh, see, I need
She
information
cooks
on
all way too much food. We
Dude.
give her a pass on dessert.
the old Mackenzie's blackout cake.
You know what? I think that might be where it's from.
Fucking phenomenal, man. My mom used to get that for me for my birthday when I was younger.
Yeah,
So good.
I don't know where she got the blackout cake. I love blackout cake. That's some good shit.
Anyways, I
Oh.
don't have any other. Well, no, you gave your thoughts on that. What if you had to pick a king cake? Have you had any king cake that you remotely like? Because there's so many different kinds.
When I was in elementary school, we used to bring king cakes, or people used to bring king cakes all the time. During Mardi Gras season, and we always did the baby thing for the whole season. And there was a couple times where people would bring in no cinnamon king cakes, and I love it. I don't like the cinnamon. That's the only reason.
That's cool.
And if
There's
it didn't have the cinnamon, I wouldn't like it stuffed or flavored with anything. However they do it, where they stuff it with shit. I don't know.
I was gonna say there's so many different king cakes these days. You could probably get a king cake. I mean, I know you can get a king cake without cinnamon, but you could probably get a random ass king cake that's some random flavor.
When I was a kid, for regular king cake, I would eat the icing off of it. That's just what I would do. I just don't. It's literally the cinnamon that is the only reason I don't eat it.
I'm trying. There's a very popular bakery in, I don't know if it's uptown or the Garden District, but a friend of mine got me a Chantilly king cake, and this thing was phenomenal.
What is that?
It's like a Chantilly cake, but it's like a king cake.
I don't know what that is.
You know what a Chantilly cake is? Look it up. Look it up.
You're gonna have to spell that.
Shan. It's like CHANT.
Oh, look at that. It's exactly how it sounds.
Yeah.
Chantilly. Oh, what is that? It's fruit in
It's
it.
like there's some fruit. There's like
Oh,
some
no.
strawberries. There's like
Hard
like a
pass.
cream, but it's like I don't know. It's pretty good.
Hard pass.
It was. It was.
I don't
pretty
like
good.
fruit in my cake.
What the fuck, man?
I don't like when you go to weddings and they put they'll do like lemon between the layers. Like, get that shit out of my cake. Give me cake.
So you're not a Dobash fan either, I'm assuming.
I don't know what that is either.
What? Who are you?
Give me icing cake. That's what I want in my cakes. Very simple person.
Fucking reason 6,723 this podcast is getting canceled. Oh man. That's all I got. You got anything else?
Nope, I didn't have anything when we got
You
here.
sure the fuck didn't.
I'm dying in this in this episode.
I actually tried to push until tomorrow.
I would have loved to.
But we pushed through. It's fine. Go give us a follow. Or if you haven't followed us and you're listening to us, I don't know how that even works.
We give shit away a lot. I didn't,
We
and I
do.
don't even realize it. I'll wake up. Why does my Twitter have 20-something notifications?
We do give shit away a lot. No, go give us a follow if you don't already. Share us with friends. We appreciate everyone who actually listens to us actively. I know there's like 5 of you out there.
Yeah, and if you don't like listening to us for an hour, I'm gonna do a better job of putting out those little segments so you can just listen to us for 8 minutes at a time, and just listen to us that way. That's
Yeah.
cool. We accept you.
I accept all comers, all types. I judge no one. Does not matter to me. Consume how you consume. At the Patty V.
At the Dave Rainey.
Follow everywhere else. At who effing knows.
And at Being the Know.
Yeah, theknow.com. Check that out. We're on all streaming services. We're literally everywhere. So if you can't find us, I don't know how you're listening to us. That's all we got for tonight.
Is this our last episode of the year?
Last episode of the year. We didn't even talk about New Year's or anything, man.
Oh.
Resolutions. That
Oh,
could have been fun.
We'll do that
time.
next episode.
If you got a resolution, send it our way. But yeah, next time. That's all I got.
Yeah. Peace
Adios, motherfuckers.
out.